Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Well, it's a bit of a croaky voice at the moment. Did a psychic really find Nicola? Was it really Jason Rothwell, and was it really Jason Rothwell's psychic talents that led the search to Nicola's body in the wire, or was it something else? Because we know that he had a companion with him, a woman, and then there was also something else that was with him as well. But before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. By the way, this is the very first episode I'm doing that is powered by solar electricity. I'm actually inside of a load shedding event right now, and the sunshine is actually powering because the grid isn't actually servicing my home right now. And so this is the very first time that I'm using solar energy when there's actually no electricity available. Quite a nice feeling. I will be telling you about the installation and how that works for those who are interested. So head to the Team Peachtree channel. I've been a little bit, disrupted with drilling and all sorts of other things, but I should be back to normal within the next day or so. But if you'd like to see what the installation involved, head to the Team Peachtree channel. I'll put a link in the description to that channel, and then look out for the video. In terms of this episode, if you're enjoying this episode, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button. And let's get started. So, although I'd like to dig a bit deeper, and I will dig a bit deeper into the narrative that I've been building, I'm getting sort of, punished, sanctioned to some extent by YouTube for venturing into a certain area that's, shall we call it, sensitive. So I'm going to give that narrative just a break. I am covering it on Patreon, and then let's kind of deal with something slightly different. Did a psychic really find Nicola? Or was it the psychic's dog that did the real hard work? So how this happened, how I came upon this information was, I was having a look at the Wikipedia page on Nicola Bulley. Have you seen the Wikipedia page? I'll put a link to that also in the description. Under the heading Recovery of Body are the words, on 19 February, that's just 3 days ago, police said a body had been found in the river, that was on Sunday, by a man and a woman out walking their dog. Since this was new information, I did a little checking, and sure enough, the Independent describes a man, a woman, and a dog. The exact words are, it is understood that a man and a woman walking their dog discovered the body and called police. Now, I've seen a man in several photos, and also a woman in several photos at the scene. But so far, no dog. I'm worried that the real hero of this story isn't being given credit. And if you go on to Jason's Facebook profile, you can see that there are actually several dogs in the sort of photo albums on his Facebook. And so one does wonder, was it one of those dogs that they were walking, and then that dog did something? Did that dog sort of run off the road and sort of go sniffing around? Something else that Wikipedia has made explicit is that the body was found where a tree had fallen over in the river. And I've found this aspect frustratingly vague. You sort of heard about reeds and so on. Anyway, Wikipedia describes there being a bend, a slight bend. I would say it's more than a slight bend. A mile or so outside the village. It's around about a mile and a half, 1.6 miles. But the point is that the body was found, I wouldn't say close to where a tree had fallen on its side, but actually within the brush of that tree. Unless I'm mistaken, unless it's just beyond that tree. But from all the arrows and all the circled maps that I've seen in the media, it kind of seems to be what was found was tangled within the branches of the tree, not right in the beginning, but a little bit further on. And the Wikipedia page describes the tree as fallen half on its side, and that it is half in and half outside the water, with branches and undergrowth partially submerged. That is, in a way, a big clue. It does make one wonder if the submerged branches actually caught Nicola's body or on her clothing, whether those submerged branches caught on her floating under the water with a current. And it could have caught on clothing such as her black Engelbert Strauss coat, and it possibly actually held her in place underwater. And then later she floated to the surface, either because of becoming dislodged or the passage of time or something like that. But that then also raises, I think, another interesting question. Why do you think it is that the psychic doesn't want to give interviews? Now, I suppose putting yourself in his shoes, you might feel like, well, I had the gift to find her, but well, don't expect me to say what happened to her. But I think it could actually be something else. I think it is, perhaps he regards the media as the villain of the story. You kind of got the idea that he went searching for Nicola. I think they purposefully went to search because of feeling sympathy for the family based on what was said in the media. That's the impression I got. And so why would he want to reward the media if they are the villain of the story, to his mind? The other thing that's quite interesting is he posted quite a long statement on Facebook. I'm not sure if you've read it, but he posted a long statement on Facebook. In that statement, he says, yes, it is me. Yes, I'm the one, da-da-da-da-dum. And then, but there's no mention made of a dog. I was out walking with my friend, but there's no reference to a dog. And again, I think we need to credit a hero if credit is due. So I would love to know the name of the dog and what the dog was doing, and also why do we not see the dog in any photos? If the dog was there, why is it sort of absent? I'd just be curious. Then on a personal note, looking at Jason Rothwell's Facebook page, one realized to what extent people are free to occupy their own reality. He obviously lives in a very a world of beliefs and spirituality, right? And it is maybe similar to your reality, but maybe it's very different. Do you think it's a good thing for people to do that, to have like a great diversity of views, right? I'm not talking about things like orientation. I'm talking about your to what extent you are on a certain track in terms of reality. And then I think you might say, well, does it do any harm if you have a different reality? And that's what I want to ask you. What do you think? Do you think it does any harm? Do you think it does any harm in a search? And it's very ironic that a medium, or possibly the medium's dog, found Nicola. But do you think in general, do you think a diversity of views is good for true crime investigations? In other words, do you think it's good that you have scientists, but also people that are, let's say, not qualified and sort of involved in the pseudosciences, let's call it like it is, tarot card reading, psychics, all that kind of thing? Do you think that is a benefit to true crime investigations? So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in that regard. I'm not going to be taking it further than that, but I will be dealing with a video on the 6th clue we all missed. And so look out for that. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode that was conducted on solar power. And I'll see you guys next time.